Ben Ibrahim ruling in favor of Senegal and Al Hajbalde.
One of our colleagues, Cesar Mabena, would say when you have such good touches, he'll say you are nice. And I think for me, Twala is nice. He's got good touches.
Yeah, he is. Eswatini again, they threaten. It's going to be very hard to beat Eswatini, even in a situation like that. He stands at 2 meters tall, the Senegal goalkeeper, and he just stretched that wiry frame out to grab this.
They're not out of it. Eswatini, they're still in it, willing to push. That's the mentality they have.
He has got a task on his hands this afternoon. It was with Chekun Ndiaye and Melo Ndiaye. There are 4 Ndiayes on the field for Senegal.
You just have to mention the names because you never know. It's like if you're doing an Ivory Coast game, you'll find similarities. Kamara is the most popular name.
Well, like William Shongwe pointed out the other day, you could have an Eswatini team that had 5 Klininis in it. Today it's just 2. Oh, another decent cross in. And still alive for Senegal. Only partially cleared, and the defensive effort is wide of the mark from Bule Sambo.
They look nervous, they look shaky, Eswatini at the back. But then you've got to give credit to Senegal to say it is all about imposing themselves onto the opponent and taking advantage of the fact that look a little bit disjointed. Eswatini at the back.
That back 3, and we'll call it a back 5 to include the goalkeeper, has been entirely unaltered over the course of this tournament. They've all played every single minute, haven't been subbed once. In fact, there's 7 players in this starting 11 that have played every single minute, and there's an 8th in Sfiso Matse that was withdrawn in just one game, right towards the end of it. 3 minutes shy of full time. So they've been very consistent in that regard, but with consistency in a tournament that employs this structure, with that consistency comes potentially a few very weary legs, considering the nature of the group stages.
Now, here's another twist to what you say. You're playing against a Senegal team that will probably want to retain the ball as much and get you to chase and look for it. And that could spell problems for Eswatini in terms of fatigue starting to creep in.
But we wouldn't bet against them not managing a goal and coming back into this game
It's the mentality.
Yeah, it's just, will Senegal potentially be out of sight by the time they do find the back of the net? And I'm saying why I'm so confident in them potentially getting the goal that they need. They are currently on their longest ever run of scoring in consecutive games. It's 7 in total, which dates back to the previous tournament. The last time they failed to score was in their second group game of 2021, and they were shut out by the hosts South Africa, the eventual champions. I believe. This is Melo Ndiaye. From Giraffe. Squeeze through for some. Cross from El Hajj Balde. Easily cut out. Kamedze.
You know, you have two teams that play such simple football with so much quality. I mean, if you look at how comfortable Eswatini is in terms of how they use the spaces, that's a great improvement. And it's been coming gradually. You can see now they're starting to mature into the playing concept.
Appearance number 60 for Zanisa today for Eswatini. Yes. It's always lucrative across the border for Eswatini players, but Zanisa has been suspended for the past 2 years in terms of playing in South African football. The troubles he had signing contracts with Bombela and Sporting. A couple of seasons back, they actually saw Bombela relegated, but he is quite the talent and he's lurking. This time the cross is over him.
I wanted the Goalkeepers Association Chairman William Shongwe to say, we need to have another great goalkeeper in Mzansi. The last generation was, I think, him, you know, being this outstanding goalkeeper and a prolific goal scorer in Skaratintua. These are colleagues, I'm putting them under so much pressure. And I happen to have had the honor to play against and alongside them. So it is pressure for them to go and find another finest goalkeeper and finest striker. I'm sure Chakla Shongo will say, but why are you leaving me out?
Not the new generation that's coming through. There's certainly players that have impressed at this tournament. It's good to see that Leliso Klamini is getting a run out this afternoon. The Manzini Wanderers man. It's just 20 years of age. The same true of Kwake Twala and left backs in South Africa. I guess they, I wouldn't say in short supply, but it's not like they are growing on trees. Twala, just 20 years of age. Someone might want to take a gamble on him. He's already at double figures in terms of caps for Eswatini. Today he's 11th. I think he's been one of the standout players for the team.
He is. I think
there he is in shot.
You look at physically, he's a typical fullback, so comfortable. You know, almost the height of Laila Kay. Physically very strong and comfortable on the ball. And you're right. I'm sure someone is watching.
Misjudged in the middle of the park by Alassane Faye. Zanisa has something to chase. He's up against Melo Ndiaye.
Nothing mellow in terms of that approach. Very aggressive.
You've got to be aggressive when you're dealing with the spear. Sfisomate up against two. And Musa Ndiaye has been able to come away with this one. Now Senegal keep it moving. Switch out to Lamine Diadou. Solderu. Over to Amadou Ndiaye. Deru again. Capable of linking up with the teammates. Kamete losing out to Musandia. Eswatini have won it back. Kamete has it again. This is with Neliswa Dlamini. This pass forward cut out. This is the 5th time in the COSAFA Cup that Eswatini are meeting a guest nation. The first time was in 2013 in the group stages. They lost 2-0 to Kenya, but 2 years later they beat Tanzania in the group stages by 1-0, and then DR Congo in the third playoff in 2016. Most recently it was Senegal last year at semi-final encounter. They drew 2-2 with the Lions of Teranga triumphing in the shootout. It's not a bad record against guest nations though. Yeah, Zanisa slipped in. Zanisa to Kamete, and Kamete shot scrambled away, still potentially here for Eswatini. Eventually cleared by LC. Well, Kamete ended up with so much space after receiving from Zanisa. And many around this ground will be feeling as though he should have stuck that away.
I think so. I also think that Party did this great work. This is easy. I mean, look at the keeper coming out. You have to throw that big body to try and deny them. What's a nettle? But we spoke about the mentality of bouncing back. That's exactly what they're doing.
Well, the mistake originally came from Cheku Ndiaye, who misjudged that cross in. And he was also the man who's having a huge gulp of water at the moment to recover and get the ball away from Kamete's feet as he looked to follow up. Our problem here for Alu Fati, the 23-year-old from Casa Sports de Zingenshur. He's a local lad born in Zingenshur in Senegal. And he's really grown in prominence over the years. He was the 4th choice at the Africa Cup of Nations and upgraded to 2nd choice after Edouard Mendy and Gomis diagnosed with COVID-19. Technically an AFCON winner, that squad. We're halfway through the first period here. Dominic Kunene's men trail, but I think he will be enthused with what he's seen from them since conceding that goal. They have fashioned a fair few chances. Ambassadors, a little bit COSAFA Cup ambassadors, Mr. Sandro at the back, watching on, enjoying this game.
I think for me, after Mbulelo Mabizela, who is perhaps the youngest captain of Orlando Pirates,
You're about to make a very bold statement, but go ahead.
To win the league. He was amongst the best centre backs. Such an intelligent defender. He played football the modern way that we play it now, where you build from the back, so comfortable, smart. Rapana, and the Pirates. You can talk all the knowledge as well.
And you can also credit he and Brilliant Kuzwaya for really decent crowds we've seen, because they've been drumming up support in and around this area, encouraging people to come and watch the Hollywood Bets COSAFA Cup. It's picked up by Wayne. Good link up with Dlamini. Dlamini trying to latch onto this one, but Ndiaye has got there ahead of him. It's about to stray out for what would have been a corner if he had not been impeded. Did he realize the ball was going to run out and just fling himself to the ground? That's probably why you heard the reaction from the crowd.
The assistant, the referee will always be a reaction. That's what I will always say.
Eswatini almost caught on it. Oh, mistake at the back from Senegal. Zelisa not quite in the facility to capitalize on that.
I think there's a bit of a weakness in that Senegalese defense. I think when they are put under pressure, got some vulnerabilities that you can pounce on. We've already seen a shot on target, almost actually a goal by Eswatini.
Practically cleared away. Just an all-action defender is coming over here. Senegal making a change with the Diampa man El Haj Mane withdrawn, and an opportunity now from the bench for Valerie Passem. 21 years of age. That was a back post. Of course, with a leap like that, standing at 2 meters tall, it's going to be very, very difficult for Eswatini to profit from any aerial balls into the box.
I think they're deliberate on how they're approaching this game, Senegal. They want to drop the tempo from time to time, pounce at the right moment. Not so safe if you actually try to keep the ball in your own half.
Position on the right. Ball wafted towards the back post. Eswatini looking to escape through Lundum Konza. Easily cleaned up by Milon Diai. Fatty spences that from the back. Loose pass towards Alassane Faye's been able to recover. And again, Faye's read the situation well. This could be potentially dangerous for Senegal. Eswatini winning the ball in an advanced area and then not taking enough care with the subsequent pass.
I like the word you're using. Not enough care. You just want possession, and you've got to be able to use it effectively. The player down, Senegal on the far side. We already had a forced change for them. Coach Dominic will be happy so far with the attempts and the fact that they've managed to repackage themselves and started probing into that Senegal box. So they managed to force a save out of Louis Fati. He seems to be okay. At some point he injured himself, but seems to be okay.
He's pouring the referee to protect them. Balde. That is making his 6th Senegal appearance. Turns out for Jingu. In terms of his domestic football. Vinya got it moving again, but nevertheless, run away from him. Now it's with Twala. Talisa tried to return it to the fullback. Senegal in possession. Stab through for Lamine Kamara, who's in quite a bit of space here. But really, Bully waiting. He's trying to find Bully Sambo.
I think Eswatini should take advantage of Senegal. In as much as we admire the quality of football they play, they don't look that sharp themselves, because we've seen a couple of times with Eswatini making some inroads into that box.
Contact rising for that. It's been speared forward again by the head of Amadou Ndiaye. Peter Dlamini to his goalkeeper Matabela. Quarter of an hour remains in this first period. Oh, good play from Conte. He gets the ball in his favor as well, the referee. It's not just an opponent impeding him. There's been a new man, that's him. Amy Fontanisa falls for Kamete. Forward by 5. Jamini spotting the run of Sfiso Matse. Matse did score against Senegal in their previous meeting in the semi-final last year, as did Sabilo Tunisa.
I think the combination looks good, complementing each other in terms of the runs they're making.
Plenty of numbers in the 18-yard area there at Eswatini. A lot of space to work in. Here's Tunisa. He was dispossessed by Chico Ndiaye. Clear push.
I think they just trying to manage the situation. Senegal. Credits to Eswatini for putting pressure. They've increased the intensity.
Scour the face of Tiao, Senegal coach, 1-year-old born in Dakar. Last year, Senegal's young coach, as the head of the technical study group at the 2021 beach soccer tournament, as Tiao. The yellow cards we just alluded to for Leo Fati.
Did you know that Mark Williams is a specialist when it comes to beach soccer? In fact, I think he's got the qualifications, but he's also played for the beach soccer. He loves this. Nation builder himself.
Beach soccer. Got a few very different elements to your traditional football. It's played barefoot. A lot of volleys, a lot of overhead kicks, which can't be contested, by the way. So if someone is going up for an overhead kick, if I'm not mistaken, you cannot contest. You have to leave them to have that shot. It's a very interesting sport. It's entertaining to watch. A lot of our island nations in the COSAFA region have pretty good beach football teams as well.
And it taps your level of fitness. Eh?
Of course, running in the sand's not easy, is it?
But it's never easy to think you can talk to our director about running.
The broadcast team, like the players, we're getting a little bit of a cabin fever, finding different ways to entertain ourselves or keep active. And a lot of that, since we're on the coast, includes beach activities. I think for some of the inland nations, it's been quite a novelty. Not so much for your Mauritians, etc. Well, it's a team from West Africa that lead in this particular quarterfinal tie. It's quarterfinal number 3 at the 2022 Eswatini COSAFA Cup. Winner of this match will be taking on Zambia. Namibia waiting to learn who they will take on. They will face the winner of South Africa versus Mozambique. That match at 5 p.m. this afternoon, right here at the Eswatini Stadium.
That's firepower right there. It's going to be hot.
Here's Mabelesa. Duenya. Tlamini now. So sit our partner, Sislangu Kunazi. Contact. Kicked forward by Contact. Not quite sure what the intention was. Now from a quickly taken throw in Tanisa. Clever touch towards Gamedze. Senegal clear their lines. And they could be on the move here. Indeed they are. Break is on Bolisambo. That touch may prove crucial. The chance still alive here for the Lions of Tauranga. Still they have it. Diadu. Eswatini inexplicably letting Senegal get on the ball inside the 18-yard area. Actually, they're away after a neat bit of skill. Tanisa, there's space for him. And the first time cross from Yusuf Tlamini. On ball effective. Gamedze's reeled it in. Gamedze was tumbling to the ground, crumples under the challenge. And again, now you wonder, what do they implement from this kind of situation? The last few free kicks that they've lofted into the box haven't been at all effective, considering the size of the opposition goalkeeper. It's very interesting what they opt for.
He's playing too high, he's playing to his strength.
Well, he can't come for that one. And it's easily away by Senegal. One shot on target apiece with the possession shared pretty evenly. Senegal opposed the back of the net, whilst Alio Fati was able to thwart Gamedze earlier in the half. He's dispossessed. It's with Amadou Ndiaye now for Senegal. Turned on to Camara, goal scorer in slightly fortuitous fashion. And when you reflect and think that flew into the top corner from a free kick that we suspect was not intended to go there, and that's the only shot on target. So Eswatini are doing pretty well. Tanisa's cross expelled from the box, but they'll come again. Sfiso Matse with it. Done wide to Twale's ball in Gabetze, and it's over from the Eswatini.
So now, who do you blame? Two players missed it. The first one did made contact, missed it completely. The second player, for me, what is impressive is to get the ball into the danger area.
I think Gabetze helped it along purposefully. Knew he couldn't fashion a shot from that, that angle.
Oh, that's what I mean. He should have done better there.
Well, the ball came in from Kwake Twala. Delivery from the left-hand flank that you had originally praised, and it certainly was.
Such an exciting play that cross. It's such a nightmare for any defender to clear that way. The football brain to play that sort of cross.
It's good work by Musa Ndiaye, 18-year-old from Giraffe, and has lost out. Peter Dlamini. Tabela, who went for culpable for that opening goal. So far, the only goal. Panazi to Dlamini. No real pressure being applied by the Senegal front mid. Finding it very difficult to escape Eswatini. It was only a matter of time before the mistake came. That's out there by far. First penalty again for contact to offside, and it's inexcusable when you're on the flank like that. Capable of looking. Senegal looking to make checks down their right-hand sides. It's just the defensive work done by Eswatini. Last year, the man at the helm was Joseph Koto. May his soul rest in peace. Wonderful players here. So Beno Zanisa nipped in there, and I think he's been clipped on the ankle.
He's their main man.
Yes.
Zanisa. Getting some special attention. Pick off the mark.
Those in hot goal scoring form, 3 goals in a row for the Mpapani Highlanders, man. He's taken it up to 15 senior international goals. And on the brink of equaling countryman Felix Badenhorst with 9 in terms of being the all-time record scorer at the COSAFA Cup, currently on 8. So potentially big game for him from a personal standpoint.
Is he aware of how important this game is for him as an individual? Because if there is, then you push for everything. I'm sure if there can be a penalty, he'll be the first to go for it.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. Remember that Konta opened the scoring, the captain, from the penalty spots against Mauritius in that 3-0 win. But when it really came down to it and they earned an injury time penalty against Malawi, trailing 1-0 in their second game, it was who stepped up as the man for the big moment. Now they need to defend this, and they haven't done so particularly well. That is a free kick, whether it was Martinez on the top corner or not. That has bypassed the glove man and gone straight in. And Eswatini trail here to the invitees, Senegal.
It throws off out of the window the game plan that you have. If you are Eswatini, to say we've got to stay compact, we've got to keep our structure, we've got to do that. And when you concede so early in the game, what, in the 8th minute, you concede, and you would have thought this, but he sold himself out. He came up too early. He came out too early and missed the flight of the ball because he committed too early. He couldn't even go higher because he had committed too early. It's an embarrassing thing for Matabela. Sandanezwe.
The 18-year-old from Generation Foot, Lamin Kamara, fell to his knees after scoring what is his first international goal on his debut, as rightfully pointed out, just 8 minutes into his Senegal debut. And now Eswatini trail.
On TV for Lamin Kamara, it looked very nice, but it's an embarrassing one for the keeper. Matabela. Sandanezwe. They've been known to have character to bounce back. Eswatini, can they bounce back conceding so early in the game? It also puts pressure on Senegal on how they're going to defend their lead.
Eswatini very experienced at the quarterfinal stage of a COSAFA Cup. This is the 10th quarterfinal tie they are contesting since they first in 1999. Nice little turn there from Spinison Gwenya. Lifted the ball over and it's come promptly back in. Potentially another opportunity to lift something in from Twala on the left-hand side. Ben Ibrahim ruling in favor of Senegal and Al Haj Balde.
One of our colleagues, Sizwe Mabena, would say when you have such good touches, you say you are nice. And I think for me, Twala is nice. He's got good touches.
Yeah, he is. Eswatini, again, they threaten. It's going to be very hard to beat Aliou Fati. Even in a situation like that, he stands at 2 meters tall, the Senegal goalkeeper, and he just stretched that wiry frame out to grab this.
They're not out of it. Eswatini, they're still in it, willing to push. That's the mentality they have.
He has got a task on his hands this afternoon. It was with Cheikhou Ndiaye and Melo Ndiaye. There are 4 Ndiayes on the field for Senegal.
You just have to mention the names because you never know. It's like if you're doing an Ivory Coast game, you'll find similarities. Kamara is the most popular name.
Well, like William Shongwe pointed out the other day, you could have an Eswatini team that had 5 Flamini's in it. Today it's just 2. Oh, another decent cross in. And still alive for Senegal. Only partially cleared, and the defensive effort is wide of the mark from Louis.
They look nervous, they look shaky, Eswatini at the back. But then you've got to give credit to Senegal to say It is all about imposing themselves onto the opponent and taking advantage of the fact that they look a little bit disjointed. Eswatini at the back.
That back three, and we'll call it a back five to include the goalkeeper, has been entirely unaltered over the course of this tournament. They've all played every single minute, haven't been subbed once. In fact, there's 7 players in this starting 11 that have played every single minute, and there's an 8th in Sfiso Matse that was withdrawn in just one game, right towards the end of it, 3 minutes shy of full time. So they've been very consistent in that regard, but with consistency in a tournament that employs this structure, with that consistency comes potentially a few very weary legs, considering the nature of the group stages.
Now, here's another twist to what you say. You're playing against the Senegal team that will probably want to retain the ball as much and get you to chase and look for it. And that could spell problems for Eswatini in terms of fatigue starting to creep in.
But we wouldn't bet against them not managing a goal and coming back into this game.
It's the mentality.
Yeah, it's just, will Senegal potentially be out of sight by the time they do find the back of the net? And I say why I'm so confident in them potentially getting the goal that they need. They are currently on their longest ever run of scoring in consecutive games. It's 7 in total, which dates back to the previous tournament. The last time they failed to score was in their second group game of 2021, and they were shut out by the host South Africa, the eventual champions. This is Melon Diaz. From Giraffe. Squeeze through for Sambu. Cross from Al-Hajj Balde. Easily cut out. Kamedze.
You know, you have two teams that play such simple football with so much quality. I mean, if you look at how comfortable Eswatini is in terms of how they use the spaces, that's a great improvement. And it's been coming gradually. And you can see now they're starting to mature into the playing concept.
Appearance number 60 for Zanisa today for Eswatini. Yes. It's always lucrative across the border for Eswatini players, but Zanisa has been suspended for the past 2 years in terms of playing in South African football. Troubles he had signing contracts with Bombela and Sporting. A couple of seasons back that actually saw Bombela relegated, but he is quite the talent and he's lurking. This time the cross is over him.
I wanted the Goalkeepers Association Chairman William Shongwe to say, we need to have another great goalkeeper in Mzansi. The last generation was, I think, him, you know, being this outstanding goalkeeper and a prolific goal scorer in Skaratintua. These are colleagues, eh? I'm putting them under so much pressure. And I happen to have had the honor to play against and alongside them. So it is pressure for them to go and find another finest goalkeeper and finest striker. I'm sure Chakla Shongo will say, but why are you leaving me out?
Not the new generation that's coming through. There's certainly players that have impressed at this tournament. As you can see, that Naliso Klamini is getting a run out this afternoon. Menzini Wanderers, man. It's just 20 years of age. The same true of Twala and left backs in South Africa. I guess I wouldn't say in short supply, but it's not like they are growing on trees. Twala, just 20 years of age. Someone might want to take a gamble on him. He's already at double figures in terms of caps for Eswatini. Today he's 11. I think he's been one of the standout players for the team.
He is. I think
There he is.
You look at physically, he's a typical fullback, so comfortable. You know, almost the height of Lake. Stout, physically very strong and comfortable on the ball. And you're right. I'm sure someone is watching.
Misjudged in the middle of the park by Alassane Faye. Sinisa has something to chase. He's up against Melo Ndiaye.
Nothing mellow in terms of that approach. Very aggressive.
It's got to be aggressive when you're dealing with the spear. Sfiso Matse up against two. And Musa Ndiaye has been able to come away with this one. Now Senegal keep it moving. Switch out to Lamine Diadou. So Diadou. Over to Amadou Ndiaye. Diadou again. Capable of linking up with the teammates. Kamete losing out to Musa Ndiaye. Eswatini have won it back. Kamete has it again. This is with Lamini. This pass forward cut out. This is the fifth time in the COSAFA Cup that Eswatini are meeting a guest nation. The first time was in 2013 in Kenya, but 2 years later they beat Tanzania in the group stages by 1-0, and then DR Congo in the fourth playoff in 2016. Most recently it was Senegal last year, that semi-final encounter after a 2-all with the Lions of Teranga triumphing in the shootout. It's not a bad record against guest nations though. Now Sinisa slipped in. Sinisa to Kamete, a Kamete shot! Scrambled away, still alive, potentially here for Eswatini. Eventually cleared by Alassane Faye. Well, Kamete ended up with so much space after receiving from Sinisa. And many around this ground will be feeling as though he should have stuck that away. underway here with the trailing side, Eswatini restarting the action. I think most would agree, and the man alongside me among them, Brian Mighty, that Eswatini didn't look overawed by the task at hand in trying to get back into the game now that they trail. They had opportunities to equalize it, just were not capable of capitalizing on them.
I think they could do better. They bounced back after conceding very early stages of the game. They started dominating possession once or twice. They got the ball into the danger areas. Got to be ruthless. Someone asked a question, fatigue, because they look sharper than the Senegalese after conceding. I guess that's been their trademark, to be able to bounce back. Can they? Trading 1-0.
How they did it against Malawi in their second group game. Now they have to do it against a very fresh Senegal side who have been in camp for quite some time. So they gathered this particular group of players because they will be contesting CHAN qualifiers at the end of this month, trying to reach the tournament that will be held in Algeria. They face Liberia in a two-legged tie at the end of July. And then in the second round, if they make it through, they will be facing Guinea. So this team, even whilst the league was still being contested, being assembled, they would come together for camp and then would depart again to take part in their domestic obligations. They had a decent spell together prior to this tournament. Arrived here on Sunday morning. Made a trip from Dakar to Kinshasa, then through to Johannesburg, and finally the last leg of their journey to Durban. On the offensive here are Senegal. Promising start from them. Ball nicked away and promptly handing over possession again at Eswatini as they look for the man who's often their lone outlet, the form of Zimisa.
There's a player who's usually seems to be in a bit of trouble. The sign fire is number 4. And struggling is actually indicated on the bench that might want to come off.
Well, that's a real shame. The 18-year-old was injured about 2 minutes from time in the first half. And I think they said to him, let's bring you out for the second period and see how you go. Now Kamete, looking to skin his man. Kamete! Ever so close. Well, he took off the eye, beat him for pace. And then lost the shot at goals. Just wide.
What a run. Kamete. Better option, take it to the right hand side. But hey, we saw a goal, yesterday, defying the odds.
Oh,
but only that was played almost lower, much more lower, as opposed to playing it high. A good start for Eswatini.
I doubt we'll see another goal like that Wendell scored yesterday for quite some time. Joining Galaxy man, sneaking it in from about as tight an angle as you could possibly take a shot from. The ball was virtually touching the byline when he struck it. It was Lamine Diadou. Back to Al-Hajj Balde. Now in the center of the park, with Diadou again, he's been dispossessed. Eswatini on the move. New man on the park. Conte pulling the trigger.
I think they were told to say, increase the intensity, try and play wide. So says Coach Dominic Kunene.
Dominic Kunene has also previously overseen the national under-20 side of Eswatini. appointed senior coach in January of 2020. And I don't know if he has accomplishments inside his homeland. It's good, it's sharp. I just couldn't control.
Player down for Eswatini. I'll tell you now who that is. Had a good start. To show who that is, but a bit of a concern. This is early stages of the second half. Just when they need to increase the intensity, and they're starting to do that. Came out to watch them,
even when they'd already been eliminated.
Yeah.
Matu down for Gamedze. Kwanazi, he's lost out. Eswatini have been defeated in their previous two quarterfinal matches. In 2018, they lost 1-0 to Lesotho, and in 2017, went down 2-1 to Zimbabwe. The most recent success in the last 8 came in 2016. They defeated Zambia 4-2 on penalties after a 0-0 draw in regulation time. All told, 9 previous quarterfinal appearances dating back to 1999. They've won 4 of those, twice on penalties though, and they've lost 5 outright.
Battle continues. You know there's a big occasion when you see your colleagues wearing a tie, right? There's a big occasion coming up. Never seen this gentleman wearing a tie. Must have hired it somewhere here in KZN. All dressed up. His man, Timber. Went and hired a tie just for the occasion, the game that's coming up now.
Skips away from his man. And a cross in. It's a fierce one. Musindia was able to pull the trigger. Lovely from Swiss Mate, still he has it. It's eventually dispossessed.
I think Senegal are trying to drop the tempo, while Eswatini want to increase the intensity. Of course, they have to try and get an equalizer, but 50-50 here. Good skill.
You have to wonder how much longer Alassane Faye can continue.
At some point, I thought he had an issue with the hamstring. Now he's holding on to the rib cage.
The substitution for Senegal. Coming out is change number 4 on the side of line. Being replaced.
This will help them. I think there's a sub that's about to happen.
And another substitution for Senegal.
Senegal.
Is change number 20. The line yellow. Being replaced.
It's possible they'd already planned to withdraw Faye, and that is the case. Does depart. And when they bring on in his place, Usman Sao. also on for Faye. And also see the Potter Dedu coming on in his place is yet another Ndiaye, this time Al Hajj Ndiaye.
I think when it comes to Zambia, a youth is one who is able to breathe, one who is able to walk, and one who is able to actually comprehend situations.
Tanisa waiting at the centre, and Tanisa diving header just wide. He's a terrific athlete, isn't Tanisa?
Whatever the coach said, it seems to be kicking in because his chances are plenty. The diving header, if it was on target and it was a goal, would have been spectacular. He remains a deadly target man for Eswatini. Someone is seeing yellow.
Yeah. A yellow card for Alaj Balde.
I think they are aware that Eswatini are intensifying the pressure on them. So the stop starts will help Senegal, or they're hoping that it will help them.
Rendition of Shosholoza ringing out, trying to get behind the Southern African nation that trail their West African adversaries here at the King Zwelithini Stadium. They're coming upon the hour mark in Mlazi. With some defensive work to do. There's a loose touch that allowed Mabeleza to step in. He won it and then was fouled. Susamatsi seeks to turn away from danger. He's lucky to hear the referee's whistle. Skumbuzo Magagula, first appearance for him. Contact the header. Markman in control. Back to his captain. Sprayed across field. It was really nicely done for Twala, who is offside.
I'm marveling at how they switching play, how they have accepted themselves in this game in the second half. Eswatini, the intensity in which they're approaching this game, I'm not so
No,
I'm
he's
not
not.
convinced.
He's not.
Definitely not offside at all.
Oh man, that was a big opportunity. And unfortunately, our assistant referee Asmatilak from Mauritius hasn't managed to get that one correct. Nagamete standing it through. Chance here! And it's there! And Eswatini had the equalizer, and it's come from the bench. Pilani Pronto.
You cannot be called Pilanim Konto. That's a spear, and you are blunt because you've got to be able to pierce through the opponents because the fight is on in the second half. They've increased the intensity, and that's how they do the business. We spoke about the fighting mentality that they have, the ability to bounce back in situations. This is how they do it. Well set up. had a goal written over. It's a difficult one, but it's the decision making to place it. The bounces were awkward. The Senegal defense to deal with it. Bomnaga bajabulile. Utawulunga sekulungile Bomnaga.
Well, it's the 6th appearance for the national team, and he scored his first goal for Senegal Syndicati. The main man, Sebelo Denisa, followed it in just to make sure, in case it was going to stray past the up of Senegal, an opportunity to immediately restore their advantage. Scrambled away by Eswatini. Konto. Yes, swiftly closed down and managed to hold off his man. Now he gets it upfield. The Eswatini goal scorer.
I think to match the intensity of Eswatini, the dominance they're having in the midfield, the runs, positive runs they're making.
And it doesn't make sense when you review the last week. Eswatini playing their 4th game in 7 days, but they are outrunning and outworking Senegal, whether just by pure grit, determination, or fierce national pride. Somehow they have the upper hand in this second half, just in terms of intensity.
Well, it talks to two things. One, the mentality of the players, the ability to believe that the tougher it is, that's where character is going to come out. And also you look at playing to their strength, their level of fitness is pretty high. And they're able to manage themselves. I mean, come out in the second half and increase the intensity. The subs have actually worked as well.
Played in, decent for Senegal. It's away. Peter Flamini, man who debuted in this tournament. Alaj Balde tosses it long.
I think in terms of fighting spirit, effort, exciting football, you talk about Botswana, you talk about the show that Eswatini has been putting up. It's been out. I mean, it's been exciting to watch.
And one mercifully, Martabella is straight down his throat. So,
what can they do, Senegal?
mentioned in 2021 in COSAFA, they needed time to hit their stride. Lost their opener to Namibia. Three subsequent group games to top that group. As a senior team, they begin in the knockouts. They have to get to the pace immediately.
Yes, and I think that we caught up in that AC. Eswatini, who have really stepped up. Good player.
Tries to measure the cross. It's ever so close to making its way over to Twala, the left full back. Was motored up to provide an option. He's changed his boots at half time as well as Twala. He's playing much further forward now, even with Magagula on the park. It does appear as though they pushed the 20-year-old forward.
Well, they've got to do that if you want to bounce back. More offensive.
Tackle from Konto, not clean enough.
cruelty of this game is that you could be dominating. Yes, you've equalized, but you've got to try and control excitement levels where you could get disorganized and lapses of concentration in situations like this. You could easily get punished.
And here's the goal scorer taking the free kick. I wonder if Montebello was having flashbacks to this first 5 minutes of this match. Free kick from the very same man who's passed it. Wakagula. He used his strength to shift the opponent away from play. This is Alab called it. Flips one up. Watched it well. Agamete pouncing on the loose ball.
I think they know it because these are guys that
out and they make the final and play. No one has given them a chance to take South Africa this far to 90 minutes, 120 minutes, and then penalties. So no one has given these boys a chance to take them that far. So I would like also to congratulate the South African team for winning the tournament. But I believe that whatever our objective that we came to do here, it was attained. I think the organizer did a very good job. I congratulate them for the job that they have done.
So, aimless ball, cut up on Kwanazi. Eswatini contested their first ever COSAFA Cup quarter-final back in 1999. They managed to beat Zimbabwe on penalties after a 1-1 draw. Touch and go for a moment. Bungani Mduli equalized really late on after Kitano Tembo had scored the opener for the Warriors of Zimbabwe. Not present at the 2022 edition of the Hollywood Bets COSAFA Cup. Still currently sanctioned by FIFA as Kenya. There are a big list, the record winners. They would have been hoping to redeem themselves after what was a relatively poor show in the Eastern Cape a year ago. Lovely work down the right-hand flank. 3 waiting in white shirts. And that one lands on the roof of the net.
It's a good move. I think a few disappointing thing for me, because when you have a player that has gone down the line and the options for him are very few. Look at how he's delaying to see what options he's got. There's only one, but the goalkeeper had already anticipated that. And the party.
I was going to say more for example from Gamed, because by implication of this being a goal kick, he shot it directly over the bar from 3 yards up. So I don't think it was the case. Ali Fati made himself big. Again, brilliant contribution from Konto. Came on to score and passed quite wonderfully for Gamed. Yeah, Chosen was bringing out a little earlier on, another crowd favorite, Asambe Nono, and the atmosphere ramping up. Many here will be hoping that Eswatini can progress. Such a queen in the mix as well. That's what 2 meters looks like, Brian. You're closer to 2 than I am.
2 minutes.
Hard to identify him with the mask on. Sipho Tlangalala's watching on. He doesn't take his eyes off the football for a second. Such a student of the game.
Good spectacle. When you see the big bosses, the VIPs, and you can start telling that it's getting hot. Things are beginning to happen. Teams are beginning to pack their bags. Some are booking flights to go back home. It's starting to happen now.
Well, for the winner of this match, there will be 2 matches to come in semi-final, and either the final or the bronze medal match. But even for the loser, they will contest the plate semi-finals and potential second match for the winners of those in plate final. So it gives the losing quarterfinalists an opportunity to continue their journey.
I also think that there's a bit of biasness because South African boys are about to take the field at some point. Another third play down.
For the time being, Eswatini continue on. Kwanazi. Ebilesa. effectively shielded. With Konto at his back.
Sambo,
yep.
Down.
He retired in 2014, did Pap Chow. He was early to mid-30s at that point. 33 years of age. A fairly brief stint with the national team. A couple of years in the early 2000s, but was part of the 2002 World Cup squad as well. Certainly worrying for the 23-year-old from Giraffe, that being Bulisambu.
So there was a concern, of course, in terms of the level of fitness for Eswatini. Guess what's happening? The Senegalese players are the ones that are having issues in terms of cramps.
You know, they're just relishing breathing in this thick, tasty sea level air, being used to a thinner variant up in the mountains of their homeland. That's a promising looking run here, and the tackle from behind prompts the referee to call a foul in favor of Senegal's Fisomatse, the guilty party here, bringing down Al-Hajj Ndiaye.
I think he was exaggerating it. Yes, it was an illegal challenge. Has anybody got some power? Can we see what we saw in the first half? Is it possible to have history repeat itself?
Chances haven't been regularly forthcoming for this Senegal side since their opener. It is a direct effort on goal. That Matabele Amin shuffles across to make the claim. Now he's got it quickly out of his feet. And Senegal players racing back to try and provide some defensive cover. They have regathered possession here. Out on the right-hand side with Basset. Haj Balde with the ball in. Struggling to clear their lines here. Sitlangu Simnikati. Eventually it is away. Sfisomatse looking long. Salisa challenging but losing out in the air.
Substitution for Senegal. This coming out is just number 14.
Senegal are withdrawing 18-year-old Moussa Ndiaye.
And substitution for Senegal. Coming out is just number 10, Junior Sambo. Being replaced by just number 17.
Coming on for him is Tedeng. as well as Nanya Fol. An injection of energy here with Tereng on the ball. Scraped out to that left-hand side. Ooh. Hooked towards goal by the new man on the park foul. He's 23 next month, the Generation Foot player. He's mustered their most recent effort. Now this is Fisomatse for Eswatini. Over to Babilesa. Senegal will keep this team together for the Chan qualifiers, as well Eswatini, all of their players locally based. They face Botswana in a fortnight's time. That game will face the winner of the Seychelles versus Madagascar for the right to represent the COSAFA region at the Chan tournament in Algeria. Gamete applying some pressure here. Second first for Eswatini. Eswatini looking to make a couple of changes. Gamete will be one of those two departs, and Leo Manisa is on for his third substitute appearance of the tournament. And having pushed him a little further upfield, it does appear as though Kwakatwala has also played his part. Andy Junior Magagula, who played just the first game and was quite impactful, had plenty of chances to score, is now afforded another opportunity in the knockout rounds. It's 4 changes for Eswatini so far, 5 for Senegal, so they're full complement. Moving dangerously is Melondia. Deng sweeps the ball across fields. Shot blocked away. 5 minutes to play. There will be penalties on the conclusion of this match, if indeed it is still deadlocked. No extra time until the final itself. Big opportunity here, and the flag has been raised, but Matabela, to his credit, made the save in any case.
It's that time or that stage of the game where your lapses of concentration from players, you're likely to get punished. They have not been playing well in the second half. Senegal, someone might argue to say even in the first half, they did not play their best football. At least they had something to show for it. Now it's all about avoiding that extra time. Not taking that many chances.
Well, Dominic Kunene is struggling to hide his nerves.
Is he dreading the penalty situation?
potentially, especially when you go into the penalty shootout as the team that probably should have won the game just on the balance of chances.
But I also think that the back of their minds are thinking, how do we beat the Eswatini based on that height? But I tell you, it's the easiest thing to do because when he's that tall, you hit it hard, low to the side. I said, goalkeepers take time. And when you are that tall, to go down and be that agile goalkeeper, good reflexes.
Edouard Mendy, the number 1 for Senegal, suddenly flying the flag for African goalkeepers. High hopes for Eswatini. Just 23 years of age. He has quite the career ahead of him. Free kick for Eswatini here. I haven't seen one so well positioned for quite some time. So what do they opt for here? Again, considering the heights of the goalkeeper. It's a relatively low ball flung in. Melissa spotted an option. Konto, the goal scorer. Tanisa blasted it over.
Bashile Eswatini bathi naka wendani manje? Wenda kanjani mina? Denisa. Well set up for him. Someone played look at his positioning. He's expecting it to come back. It's playing back to him. The technique, not good at all.
They've scored 3 in 3. Sabella Tanisa. Huge opportunity for him to bag his 4th goal at the 2022 Hollywood Bets COSAFA Cup and what would have been his 9th overall in the tournament, taking him level with countryman Felix Badenhorst. So dart in behind made by Balde, recognized by Skubudu Magagula. Tedeng. Right, it's the challenge of Matse, and then a poor ball. It's cut out by Mkonto. Eswatini have won it here. Contact to Mkonto. Taken away from him by Kamara. We're to 4 minutes of additional time.
So what do you think? Penalties or we're going to have drama?
Does look likely now.
I'm forever for drama. One of those last minute painful.
That was the case when Eswatini met Malawi
Yes.
in their second group game.
Yes.
On a penalty deep into injury time that was converted by Zinisa. That meant that they still headed into their game against Lesotho, their final group game, needing a win. Lesotho could afford to draw. Eswatini came away with a 2-0 victory over their rivals. Matapelo off his line to claim. Quickly hoists this upfield. Not accurate enough to pick out Mkonto. so. Besson. Well, having taken the lead so early, Baktiao, I would have thought that his side would go on to steamroll the weary Eswatini. It has not been the case at all.
But Papia won't be happy. I think his team in the second half, they've been tough. Not the best performance from them. Haven't been fluid in their passing. They've gone flat.
They have been flat. But they push now in the final moments to try and steal it. Just one man arriving.
Yeah, they look disjointed. This is not the fluid type of football. They've played in patches. It's a sort of team where you can't even single out one player that.
Now Ntanisa. Sabelo Ntanisa to be the hero. He's laid it off. Mate has it. Someone needs to launch a shot. The break's kindly here. Caught those shots. The referee's right there.
Not given.
Not given.
Was it or was it not? He wasn't far from the action. Did he get it right? Good combination play. Good skill there. Was it? I'd like to see the game different angle. I really want to see it again different angle because I'm convinced as well that there's definitely talented.
Seconds remaining here, an opportunity for Senegal to win it. What a save that is from Mati Bela. And now he'll be looking to replicate that in the shootout. Having surely prevented what would have been the goal, the game-winning goal. Magnificent from the glove man.
It's that time to smash it back. But no, he wasn't going to allow it. He was definitely Matabela, never.
And with that, the final whistle has gone, and to the dreaded shootout we go. Matabela with the spotlight already on him. It was injury time. Heroics will hopefully buoy him towards a great shootout performance. The young Senegal contingent who certainly looked a little livelier once they brought on those subs. Fol in particular had a couple of opportunities. Mkonto off the bench also proved impactful for Eswatini with the goal that he scored. And with a spot in the last four on the line, we will need to settle this match from 12 yards. Eswatini came through the group stages. They had to play 3 games before reaching the last state. They've met Senegal here, and across 90 minutes, there's nothing to separate them. It's 1-1.
With the largest sardine run on earth and once-in-a-lifetime Big 5 encounters, the Zulu Kingdom is home to unforgettable experiences around every corner. From the mighty Ukahlamba Drakensberg Mountains to the warm KZN beaches, Ziyakhipha. The Zulu Kingdom is an action-adventure paradise waiting to be explored. Unforgettable happens here. Zwagala! Zwagala!
Thanks for sticking with us at the Eswatini Stadium as we just assess the game as a whole via the stats. 50-50 in terms of possession. Eswatini lost 10 shots to the 8 of Senegal. Senegal hit the target 6 times, Eswatini 7 in total. And that's yielded just 2 goals, 1 apiece. Now the goalkeepers, who had a fair bit of work to do over the course of regulation time, come front and center in the shootouts. Here's how we find ourselves at 1-0. An early goal for Senegal. 9 of their 11 starting players debuting today. Amongst them, the 18-year-old Lamine Camara from Generation Foot. He launched one into the 18-yard area, not necessarily at goal, but it flew into the top corner.
You know, I'm tempted to say he actually meant it, but this is the equalizer.
And the equalizer came via the boots of Pilani Mkonto, his first international goal. Sabelo Nzanisa at the back post watched it in. It's a terrific effort to just cushion it past the goalkeeper, really. It was on the bounce and difficult skill to execute. And that was how Eswatini clawed themselves level. They had opportunities to win it. In fact, both teams did. And this for Eswatini. Probably one of their better opportunities. Gamedze inside the 6-yard area. He thinks it should have been a corner, thwarted there by Alio Fati. That was a good chance, but perhaps an even better one came a little later in proceedings for Eswatini. This is the final moments of the game. Brilliant save from Matibela. The chance I'm alluding to is the one for Nzanisa. It was well off target, but he was set up so brilliantly by Konto. This time around, in the dying moments of the game, fell in on goal. Matibela with the outstretched boots to thwart him, and to penalties we go. Customary instructions being issued. No real need for words from the referee, Ben Ibrahim, although he is giving a thorough breakdown of what's expected, but his reenactment of how the penalty shootout should go and how the goalkeepers should keep their feet on the line, at least 1 foot on the line, very clear.
Interesting times. Who is nervous? Who is bold enough? Who's much calmer under pressure? Those are the things, or the qualities that you need in this sort of situation.
Eswatini have never lost a penalty shootout at the quarter-final stage. They've been involved in 2 at the last 8. They won against Zimbabwe in 1999 and against Zambia in 2016. First spot kick will be taken by a substitute, Al-Hadji Diai. Sidles up and waits for Matibela to commit. Strokes it past him. Senegal have successfully completed their first spot kick.
Took it well. Al-Hadji Diai. Wasn't predictable. Just came straight. Supposed to go into the side. Sometimes when you go to the side, just allows the keeper to anticipate. Pressure is on.
Pressure is on. The skipper, tasked with taking the first spot kick. He scored Eswatini's first goal of the competition from 12 yards out against Alvin Michel of Mauritius. Up against Alio Fati. Much more intimidating competitor. And he has made absolutely sure by depositing it in the top corner, Lyndon Konta.
Wow. That's a brilliant penalty. So many other reasons. The one that stands out is because if we look at the reach of the keeper fire, when you play it that high, you can't get to the end of that one. Just post right at the corner. Well taken penalty.
ambling up to the spots now. There's another man who was introduced off the bench, Usman So. Another who plays for Russian Foot in Dakar. Usman So. Unerring. That's a clean hit. Good take.
I like the quality, the power so far in terms of the qualities of the penalty. No chance for the keeper. Well placed.
This is the second shootout of the competition. First contested by Zambia and Botswana yesterday evening. And it was the Copper Bullets of Zambia who emerged victorious in that one. Just one penalty kick missed by Angola of the Zebras. Manisa, clever take from him. It's 2 apiece after 4 takes.
The South African Manisa would have been proud of this one. Got you there. Well taken penalty.
All square. As Shiko and Dion approaches the mark to take Senegal's third.
Just too good. There's no chance to the keeper at all, even if you go the right direction. But the power, the technique, too nice.
You know these pens have been rehearsed, and you see such quality. Now here's a man who possesses plenty of quality. Sabelo Ntanisa turns 31 at the end of this month.
Pressure on him.
Huge pressure.
Big pressure. Up against a big boy.
Ntanisa makes absolutely no mistake, and it's 3-all.
That's the quality for me. Well overhead. I guess they somehow practice this thing, but it doesn't give the keeper any chance. Whether you guess the right way, it's the power, the technique makes it difficult for the keeper so far.
So how deep into the roster will we potentially go? This is the point after 6 successful penalties where the 6th and 7th takers start to get a little jittery.
Those ones are not the actual designated penalty takers. They're the options left.
Eswatini players willing foul to miss.
Ouch.
And he does not oblige. That is a cool penalty.
Ouch. That's all I can say. Ouch.
I see.
It happened.
Magagula. Reintroduced from the bench, having sat out the past 2 matches. Magagula just forced it past Aliofatu. Got a glove to that. couldn't keep it out.
It's a huge relief.
Yeah.
Like we said, he looks so nervous. There's another man looking very nervous.
I mean, Kamara would have been hoping that his early goal still separated the sides come 90 minutes. Could have avoided this process. But he steps up to take the crucial fifth penalty for Senegal.
Hasn't convinced me, but could be wrong.
Shuffles up a little stutter and he stuck it away. And now Eswatini have no other recourse but to convert their fifth.
True, never to judge a book by its cover. He had it in him. He knew what he wanted to do and took it so well.
Well, it took an absolute age for Peter Dlamini to depart the players assembled on the center line and make his way to the penalty mark.
Because he knows.
There appeared to be a little bit of deliberation even. So
Yeah.
usually the penalty takers are designated before.
You could go for it. The real challenge now.
Plenty of very uneasy players out there. Seems like Peter Dlamini just giving some advice to the upcoming takers about what he may have recognized from the young goalkeeper, the position goalkeeper Fati. Matabela against Al-Haj Balde, the only capped outfielder for Senegal before today, the 11 that started, and he has converted with aplomb, top corner.
Quality. I still maintain the quality of penalties. What do you think? Pressure is on, sudden death. I mean,
Six all.
he goes to the left. He plays it to the left hand side of the keeper.
Now this is Melondia.
Is this the time he needs to be very mellow in approach? Not to be nervous. But precision is required. Placement.
Matipela has an issue with how Melondia has placed the ball. This is out a 60 run up. DI straight through Matibela.
It's a huge relief because I don't think he was too sure of what he wanted to do. Just hit it straight and hope that at some point it'll go in. You can tell how relieved he was. That's it. Look, he's looking down. Oh, this isn't really. It's a question of power. He's just pitching for power. Who's going to play first?
Well, we are deep into the reluctant takers now.
Yes.
With Konto making his way to the mark. Scored from open play. Now he has to repeat the feats from 12 yards. Konto, the hero off the bench with the equalizer that forced them to the shootout. From a young Buffalo mentor, he enjoyed so much success in the cup in his homeland. Now a national team mentor. You'll be pleased to see the crowd getting behind his boys. It's goalkeeper versus goalkeeper for Senegal's kick number 8. Ayufati up against Matabela. And Fati has slotted it.
Was it Kennedy Mwini? We shouldn't talk Kennedy Mwini. Itumele Mkune is watching. Itumele Mkune is watching because these are fun moments of the game.
So the burden on the GK again. This time Matibela. Matibela. Whatever you can do.
I can do it. I can do even better. Took it well.
And a good sporting moment between the two.
Yes. That's what this thing is all about. Team spirit. That's well taken. Well taken. Exciting moments. It's the lottery.
This is Valerie Bassen. And Bassen. It's gone virtually straight down the middle.
Nice rehearsal on these penalties. They are so well drilled. They are putting up a show from the goalkeepers to everyone thus far who's gone to take the penalties. They look convincing. Even though some working towards the ball, they look nervous, but the execution has been impressive.
Magagula, who made just his first appearance today, slotted in full back to allow Guatemala to advance a little further upfield. Fati staring him down. And Magagula rolls it past him. 9-all.
9-all.
18 successful penalties in succession.
Beautiful. Well taken penalties. Credit to the boys who are taking these penalties. It's the work behind the scenes to get them to be so clinical in terms of these penalties. Well drilled. Both sets of coaches.
Another sub in Tideng. And when you get to this point, ostensibly this is the consensus second worst penalty taker of the 11 still on the park. But the quality of the penalties hasn't diminished all too much. today. Again, it's an excellent
We're
take.
about to witness history. I'm telling you. We are about to witness history. Imagine. These are most conventional penalties.
Yeah, just opened his foot.
And when he plays it there is no chance to get. There's no keeper that can get to that. And the battle. Even the coach is nervous, Mr. Dominic. He knows how important this last one is to Eswatini. Abomnaga.
Mabelesa, who's had an excellent tournament. Oh, and he's missed. It's agony for Eswatini as Senegal march on to these semi-finals. Mabelesa hangs his head. A joy for Senegal, who really had to fight at times to stay in this contest as Eswatini hit their stride. Mabelesa not able to be as accurate as the 19 takers before him.
Well, everything about that was wrong. One, leaning backwards. Two, the technique was completely wrong as well.
Well, 2021 finalists Senegal move on to the last four. They drew 1-1 with Eswatini in 90 minutes before winning 10-9 on penalties. What a game that was at the Eswatini Stadium.
I'm pitch side with the men.
Madagascar already turning their attentions to, well, from eye on the prize to some sightseeing now, because they've been knocked out after Namibia took them out. They'll be then playing the plate. And nonetheless, this is your main course as Zambia and Botswana